Hello, and welcome to Big Sound Small Town. I'm your host, Sandy Carlton. The small towns and communities of Cleveland County, North Carolina have long been a hotbed of music in all its many forms. Several Cleveland County musicians have found commercial success and critical acclaim in the music industry. Yeah, everybody knows that Earl Scruggs, Don Gibson, Patty Loveless, and Alicia Bridges are from Cleveland County. Donald Byrd, too. So this is not a podcast about them. This is a podcast about the musicians who are still here and keep music alive here. This is the stories, and you need to know them and know the people who are making the music. This is not your normal podcast. Wow, that's the sounds of breaking out of the norm. That was Sacred Pipe by Chris Ferree and Medicine Crow. I met Chris at his drummer's, Eric Kimbrell's house for the interview. Other band members showed up and they played a couple of songs live. And the band members stuck around and joined Chris for the interview in what actually had turned out to be a break from my general format also. So we'll call this groundbreaking. Listen up. I'm with Native American musician Chris Ferree and members of the band Medicine Crow. Welcome to the show, guys.
How are you?
Thank you.
All right. We got here early today. We started this thing around 11, 12 o'clock, and you actually played live for me. Y'all not used to playing that early, are you?
Not quite that early.
Actually, if this is any indication, you guys must be good when you get warmed up.
Well, the matcha helped a lot.
Oh, yeah, well, that does, yeah. All right. Now, Chris, you guys are up for an award. Would you like to tell me about it?
We're up for a Native American Music Award. Got the email, I guess, a couple days ago. Yep.
Okay.
For Best Rock Recording
that's what
category.
All right, that's good. And when will you know the results of this?
Sometime before November. Somebody asked me today when the voting was over, and I said I'd have to check. But it'll be a little while.
Okay. Is this the first time you've been?
I've been a finalist once with the first Native American World City I did back in 2007, and then the third CD, I guess it's probably 2009. I was a nominee as well.
Do you go somewhere to get these awards? I mean, is there a conference you go to?
They're up in Niagara. Yeah,
okay.
Niagara, New York. Yeah.
Okay. So you get to go to that?
I haven't. I've wanted to go, but I haven't gone yet. Got an email from a lady too yesterday, wanting me to send her a video about talking about us possibly performing.
So your band might do that.
We might. I'm going through the motions to see what'll happen with that.
Yeah. That's really cool.
It's November the 3rd, I think it's.
So So how does that come about? I mean, do you have to send them stuff? Somebody hears your stuff?
Yeah, I'm with Spirit Wind Records out of
Okay. So
upstate New York as well, and they send it in for me. They fill out the paperwork, send it in because
So it's
I
not-
release under their name all the
so
CDs.
You
on
don't, so
it.
you don't have to do that yourself.
Right, right.
Okay, that's really cool. That's well, while we're on that subject, you want to hit the Native American part of this?
What sense?
Okay, all right. Did you start out playing
No,
that way?
no. I started out just playing in garage bands and that kind of thing, and then got into metal music, played a little bit of that, and then from there met Brad Horde, and he's a drummer, friend of mine, and we started forming bands in the 80s.
Okay.
I went to about mid 80s. Played all around here, played in Asheville and Charlotte and Greenville, places like that. Wasn't a lot of places to play then, but we did that for a while.
Your part primarily as a singer?
And I was more of a bass player and backup singer and co-lead singer.
Right. Gotcha.
The other person in the band with us for most of that time was Tim Mooney, guitar player. He sang the other songs.
So when did you move to the Native American part?
Took a long break for a while and had kids, got married, had kids, and wanted to start doing music again. And started back in 2006. I think I went up to Chimney Rock, bought a couple flutes. I was trying to get back into music again and do something a little different. At the time, I felt that I was too old to rock and roll, maybe, or something. And but then this has transitioned into rock and roll again. So, bought some bamboo flutes up there at a store. Started playing them, liked the way it felt. Got back with Brad again after a number of years because he had some recording equipment and said, I'd like to try to do a CD. And did the first CD, Invocation, in 2007. And a DJ, I guess, had heard it and sent it to Donald Black Fox that runs Spirit Wind Records, and then he contacted me, and then that's how it kind of started.
That's pretty neat, man. That kind of just evolved into something bigger than what you thought.
Right.
Yeah. Is it hard to learn the flute?
No, not really. They have a really good tone, but it's not a hard instrument to play. I mean, I guess you got to have a feel for it or something, but I don't consider it a hard instrument to play. That's why I play it.
Well, yeah, but I was thinking that it might be like a saxophone or even a harmonica. I mean, how do you get that thing in the key?
They're all keyed.
Oh,
they're keyed like harmonicas.
Okay,
Yeah, they're keyed to minors, sort of like harmonicas.
We're getting here.
And early on, the first instrument I ever played was a saxophone back in junior
so
high.
that
So
helps too, I guess.
maybe that helped.
Maybe, who knows?
I don't know. I mean, I've never playing bass, piano, whatever I play, and I'm not that great at any of it, in my opinion. But I've been self-taught, so I just taught myself this as well.
I guess this is Jethro Tullish.
Some people said that. I don't quite see it that way, but some people say he has a lot more notes he can hit.
Yeah. I mean, I agree that there is, but I can see the fact that it's in a rock setting.
Yes,
or even
yes.
a jazzy blues setting.
Marshall Tucker, Jethro Tull, you can mimic some of that to a point.
True. I mean,
because I've tried to.
In your own style.
Right.
And it's also, I hear a big world influence in there too.
Right. I got into world music on my break from music for a while. I got into a lot of world music, Dead Can Dance and Peter Gabriel and a number of different world music artists, and that's what I guess I thought I wanted to try next time. I got back into music.
Well, you've surrounded yourself with good musicians. Would you like to
That's the
tell
trick.
us
That's
who
the trick
is?
to it right there.
It is. Would you like to tell us who is here today?
Pedro Fragiles on acoustic, and he was on electric at one time. He's played bass with me. I met him through my nephew, Josh. He's an artist, and Pedro's an artist as well. And I was looking for another guitar player, and I met Pedro and found a co-writer as well.
Oh, that's great.
And we got along well most of the time. And we started playing with my son and another guitar player called Mark Addington. And we all took it kind of slow for a while until I guess I got used to playing again, because it'd been 15, 18 years probably. except for a church band I was in at one point for a couple of years. And then once we, I guess, got our self together more, I started wanting to add more instruments. Yeah.
Well, while we're here with Pedro, I'm going to ask you. All right, I see you playing around with a lot of bands and have for a long time. Where did this journey of music start for you?
It's my fault.
It's basically his fault. I really didn't start doing that until maybe I was in my late 30s, 38 or 39.
But you could play before that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was like basically the guy that sat in his bedroom strumming the guitar or whatever, playing. But it never occurred to me. I mean, literally never. That thought never came into my brain. It's like, oh, I could go out and play, play music out.
Was it scary when you first did it at that age?
It was. I don't know if I would say it was scary. It was just something that I'm not even sure. I'll be blunt. I don't even know why I did it. It's not something that I'm particularly like fond of necessarily, or like something that I
not
it's just like it's just like a bizarre dichotomy, I guess.
It's worked out well. I mean, obviously once you decided to do it, kind of jumped like in.
Yeah.
I mean, you just
it's
in.
Some of it's motivated by money. It's like it's something that I can do.
I love the truth.
Like instead of like having to, take a side job or whatever, like I could fool some people into thinking that I could.
I mean, yeah, it beats referee and soccer on the side.
Right.
I
mean, I don't, like Chris said. I mean, I don't consider myself a particularly. I don't even consider myself so much of even as a musician. More than just a person that just can play some of those instruments. It's
that's what makes a good band member.
Yeah, it's.
I think sometimes we consider ourselves more songwriters.
Yeah,
and I consider myself somewhat of an arranger, but
not. Sometimes I'm just like somebody who makes stuff. Sometimes.
The creative process.
Yeah, it's just part of the creative.
Part of being an artist, right?
I guess maybe that's what it is.
Creative part of it.
Yeah.
Is that a part of the draw to it?
I think it's just it's another expression of creativity. I mean, everything we do in life pretty much is an expression of creativity. How we speak, how we make love, how we do, anything, how we dress. It's all, creativity is
some of us are more creative than others in our dress.
I have no creative
Yeah.
I have sloppy brush strokes.
But it's just another thing for me, And the other thing is, I don't know if I cannot not do it at this point.
Right.
Because that's always.
I'll tell you can.
You're hooked. You're hooked now.
Yeah, like the creative part of it is like I mean, it doesn't matter if like the band was here or not. I mean, I would still be doing writing the songs or doing that.
And there's times where he said, "Hey, let's just write songs and forget all the rest of it."
Yeah.
I mean, they're coming from that side is a big part of my life, so I do totally understand it. In fact, I think the greatest job in the world would be a songwriter. Then you can go to Walmart.
Right.
Everybody knows who you are,
Yeah.
but your pockets are lined with money.
Right.
Yeah. I've actually had that I go, I wish I could hire somebody to do what I was doing.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. All right, take me to the next person here.
Mike Clapperud on bass.
Well, Mike, I've also seen playing. It's one of the things about your band. It's not enough just to play with one band, is it?
Oh, no, you gotta get a few under your belt.
Yeah, how many do you have going on?
I got 3 going on now, here with Medicine Crow, Hank Cole Band, and Bruce Rhino with Pedro.
Okay. Now, have you always been a bass player?
Yeah, I can play a couple of other instruments. I can play a little guitar. I can play like 3 songs on drums.
So
Manic Depression, a little bit of Heart of the Sunrise. Yeah, I think that's it.
that's pretty cool, though.
2 songs.
But I can't keep a basic beat really good.
And once I heard bass players, once I heard bass players like Mike, I gave up bass.
Yeah, I can understand that too. So, how old were you when you started playing bass?
Well, I was introduced to bass as a part of a school orchestra when I was in sixth grade.
Right.
So my first 4-string was an upright.
Right.
I did that for about 4 years. Bought an electric bass, I think when I was 13. So that's it's like only 15 years ago or so.
Yeah. So that's
Liar.
Now I'm a little older.
I'm not commenting. So, coming from the bass side of it too, I know that no wonder you're in 3 bands. I mean, it's hard to find good bass players. It's hard to find bad bass players, but it's even harder to find good ones. So, you know, so I'm sure you work all you want to.
Yeah.
Could you put in another band?
No, 3 is my limit because the last time I did an add-on gig, just that set list alone made me start to forget things in other bands. So I know 3's my limit.
That's why we know he's not that young.
You're right.
All right, so I don't know what to say about bass players. I mean, it's a something you have to have, and it's like police officers. You're glad somebody will do the job, you know. So, all right, where are we going next?
Eric Kimbrell on drums.
All right,
The new guy.
The new guy.
Yeah, finally it's not me. Every band I've been the new guy, now it's Eric in this band.
Ah, okay. All right, Eric. I was listening to your drumming. I like the fact that you don't overpower everybody else. That's an unusual drum trait. Tell me how you become a drummer.
Well, my father was a drummer all through his, and he's from Cleveland County, from Kings Mountain, grew up in the high school marching band, played in high school bands and stuff, and then joined a band called Liquid Smoke. They moved to New York, put out an album under Avco Records, a subsidiary of Sony Records. So, and I was born in '69, so this was '68, '69 that he was doing that. So I grew up, you know, listening to his music and him playing drums, and so that's kind of my start to drumming.
So it's been a part of your life, your whole entire life.
Absolutely.
You don't know any better.
Yeah, I don't know any better. I would have picked a better instrument, a lighter weight instrument.
Yeah, I agree. There's no love for drummers because they have to carry all that stuff.
Oh,
you know?
And my dad too. He, when you said that about being a lighter player, my dad is more of a heavy hitter. When they recorded their album, they had to cover the drums with blankets to keep the sound from overpowering everything. So he's a heavy hitter, plays with the butts of the sticks and that kind of thing. And I'm just more of a finesse
He also
drummer,
had to
I
play
think.
with a lot of loud musicians
Yeah,
too. So
this is
I mean,
true.
There is a difference, and some drummers cannot tell the difference between. I mean, once you start heavy, you're probably always a heavy,
Oh yeah.
heavy guy. So that's actually a good thing. I mean, that's you're unique in that.
Thank you.
So that sounds like you've surrounded yourself with.
Like I said, that's the trick to it, in my opinion. There's Brink Isaacs plays electric guitar with us.
Okay,
He's not here today.
Okay.
Excellent guitar player, very creative.
How did you find him?
I've known him from way back in the day, and I was looking for a electric guitar player, and he's just one of the ones I called and talked to. I mean, Pedro and I went through a number of people around. We ran some of them off, and some of them had other things to do.
Yeah,
And,
I mean,
but
that's part of the band, you know.
But here, the people that are in the band now, I think it seems like the right combination.
Yeah, it seems good to me. And the fact that you got all of them but one here is that sounds like you've made a pretty good choice. you
Right.
know? So in my own band, I don't know that I could get anybody here.
And Brink brings something to it. We sound a lot more rock and roll with Brink. Just he comes from a more hard rock, heavy metal kind of thing, and he probably tones it down for us, but it's still all there. So it gives us to me, a sound we wouldn't have without somebody like him in it. Because it's pushed us towards rock more. When I was thinking before, we were more probably Americana.
Right.
So.
Well, now, how many albums do you have under now? Actually?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 albums total. Medicine Crow was the latest one.
Right.
Put out last year. Or this year.
That's a lot. That is a
Yeah,
lot.
I'm doing it off and on since this kind of music off and on since 2007, and
Yeah, I mean that's good.
did one a year for a while, then it was 2 a year, and then
Yeah,
and I tried to do something a little different with all of them. 2 of them are all instrumental. One of them's probably a little bit more worldy rhythm wise. One of them's a contemporary Christian CD.
Right,
I took a break and did that. This one, the Medicine Crow CD, is a little more. It's definitely more kind of rock and roll Americana, more back to songwriting, I guess. There's a concept CD called Invisible World that we did. Brad and I did. It's the last one we did together.
Wow, you do have a pretty good catalog. I guess that makes it easy to get jobs.
You would think, but not necessarily. And I did a lot of this. I mean, most of these, all of them were done with just. We just recorded. We didn't go play out live. I didn't start playing live till recently.
Oh, yeah.
Again,
So-
playing live
so-
again.
Oh, so most of this started out as studio.
All of them
albums.
but the Medicine
last
Crow
one,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good take too. I mean, that's different. Has it been harder to promote Medicine Crow than it was the other stuff, or easier?
It's just different. You're trying to get live gigs. You're trying to get in places or break into areas. I'm working with a group of musicians again, and you got those dynamics, but you got the collaboration with everybody, opposed to just.
Does that is it easier to get your music heard this way?
I think probably.
I
Yes.
guess it opens doors to other people who wouldn't hear it.
Yes.
without
Yes.
some-
It does.
It's a networking type thing.
Yes. But music's changed so much over the years that it's so much online, and it's so
True. Yeah.
and you reach people in other countries, and people. I mean, so I don't. It might be even, really.
Yeah, I can see that because, well, Rick Delosier, he's played a lot live, but he's also built the bulk of what he's done through online.
Then that's probably the case for me too.
Without having to go out and do it. Which being in a band is fun, but being in a band is being in a band. I mean, you got people depending on you going out to play.
It's like a 5-way marriage.
It is. It really is.
And what does Kevin told me something one time? The only thing worse than not being in a band is being in a band.
Yeah, I think he's
And
right.
I've quoted that a number of times.
Yeah, Kevin. I tell you, yeah.
We have some similar thinking or sarcasm or whatever you want to call it.
Yes, you do. Seemingly, Kevin, maybe Chris is a little easier to work with. It's a joke, you know what it is. Not really. I tried to get you to come out here today with me, but you wanted to lay in the bed and sleep. But we'll bring that up at another time. All right.
He needs his naps.
Yeah, he does. Because he never stays home. He's gone all the time. What's up next? Artist Sounds coming up.
Artists next week we're playing Don Gibson, opening up for the Weight Band in the lobby area or whatever, and then Artist Sound Saturday at Newgrass from noon to 1, which is a good time I think, because then I get to leave and see all the other bands the rest of the
Yeah,
day.
that's a real good time, actually. So it sounds like you got a lot going on for the next little bit. I mean, you booked pretty deep.
As far as out, or as far as I'm learning too. Again, I got back into this seriously. A couple years ago, probably, Pedro.
Yeah, basically.
I mean,
You don't have a local agent of any type. When you're doing all the booking.
I'm doing
yourself.
all the booking. Yeah, I can't get. Eric helps a little.
Right.
Nobody likes to book bands.
Oh, I know.
Nobody likes to be
Nobody
the
does.
cold calling person to beg
Yes.
for a gig
I
anywhere.
agree.
But it does make it easier to call a place and say that you're out playing in support of a recent CD
agree.
release instead of just being a band that doesn't have a CD.
I agree
Right.
totally. It does.
What was your question again?
I don't know.
But
How deep?
how deep? Yes, I'm starting to learn that you need to really book way ahead for like the next year. It's taken me 2 years to figure that out, so I'm starting to try to do that, and we're trying to move into festivals a little more and still do clubs and get outside of. Nothing wrong playing all all the counties near us,
Right.
but
You don't want to be.
Expand.
trying to
Saturate
break
the
into
area.
Hickory, Greenville, Spartanburg, Charlotte, that kind of thing. I mean, we played. Well, you and I played Charlotte.
I
And,
saw. Did you do a tiny
Yeah,
concert?
yeah, we did tiny stage concerts, which is a cool thing. He gets a lot of good bands. A lot of bands coming from out of the state too. It's out of Charlotte, and we played in Tryon, played in Rutherford. I'm trying to think how far we have gone out. Which
Trade
direction?
Tennessee.
Yeah, Trade Tennessee. Yeah, because we do some gatherings or powwow
Well,
gigs
I
too.
was
Yeah,
the last
yeah.
part I was going
Yeah.
with that. How much of that have you got to do?
I mean, if I wonder if we could all go out, I mean, I could probably get a bunch of them,
Right.
but you got to go, you got to travel, and
I mean, it is
all
kind
of us aren't
limited.
able to travel. So
At the start of this interview, I mentioned that Chris and his band Medicine Crow played live. Well, I thought I would inject this into the show right here so you can hear what it's like at 11 o'clock in the morning for a band to try to sit up to do a song they all know well. So I left that part in for, just for everyone's entertainment.
no, we nailed that one, man. Didn't do any better. We need to put that on the record. Pedro's just gonna move off, I guess, or Mike, whoever. Which one of y'all wants to fill that spot?
You got a bag of flutes there.
Under no circumstances.
Hey, you have to bring the flute back out. You know how before Brink knew the song, you just sort of rhythm it. Just do that. Just make sure you get out of it.
Yeah. What?
Ready? Thought we were ready.
This will make, I can take this stuff out, this will make great stuff. All right, I'm back here with Chris Ferree and Medicine Crow, and I'm here to tell you, you just missed the best part of the show. We didn't record it. It was a great conversation about bands and being in bands, but you might get to hear it again somewhere down the line when we have the machine on. But again, I'd like to thank all of you for being here today. What does the future hold?
Well, we're trying to get into festivals, just get the music heard by more people is my plan. Hopefully everybody else is playing. I mean, as far as a goal, that's my goal, just to get in front of different people, possibly bigger crowds, festivals, that kind of thing. Just trying to figure out how to get there from here.
Well, I do appreciate, again, your time. You've given me a very interesting interview. Too bad a lot of it didn't get recorded. Plus,
We'll do a do-over on that part.
Yeah, we will. Plus, I'm leaving here with a brand new idea that I just love too. So it's been a good day. And again, thank you guys.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
When I draw smoke from my sacred pie, I am cleansed, I am purified. The hope of visions from the other side, and in your love I'll abide. When I draw smoke from your sacred pie, when I draw smoke from your sacred pie. Justine rolls her shopping cart in the streets and through the park. It's where she keeps the shattered parts of her life. And the sign around her neck says her husband was a veteran, but the government doesn't let her collect his dues. Justine, oh Justine, are your memories just a dream? Justine, oh Justine, can this broken heart be redeemed? She rolls down to the store, she buys a bottle and nothing more. I guess she thinks her life's a chore.